Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tech Wingman Shorts, the podcast where we break down complex tech topics into easy to understand concepts for business owners, IT managers, and professionals. I'm Vince, your host and tech advisor. Today, we're talking about keeping your tech cool and why it matters more than ever, especially with the heat waves we've been experiencing here in the UK. Let's get into it. Now, if you're anything like me over the past few weeks, you will have noticed just how warm it has been. And it is not just uncomfortable for us, it is the same for our tech. We've actually been seeing more and more cases recently where devices are struggling in the heat, laptops running slower, phones overheating, systems shutting down unexpectedly. And in many cases, people do not immediately connect it to the temperature. So let me start with a simple question. Have you picked up your laptop or your phone lately and thought, that feels really hot? At first it might not seem like a big deal. You carry on working, maybe put up with a bit of lag, but then things start to go wrong. Apps take longer to load, your screen dims, or your device just shuts down to protect itself. That is your tech telling you it is under stress. All devices generate heat as they work. That is completely normal. Inside every laptop and phone, there are components working hard to process information, run applications, and keep everything ticking over. That all creates heat. Normally, devices are designed to manage this. They have cooling systems, vents, and software controls to keep temperatures stable. But when you add external heat into the mix, like a UK heat wave, things can tip over the edge quite quickly. So what actually happens when your device gets too hot? The first thing is performance drops. Your device will intentionally slow itself down to prevent damage. That is why everything suddenly feels sluggish or unresponsive. The second issue is long-term wear and tear. Heat is one of the biggest factors that affects the lifespan of internal components, especially batteries. The hotter your device runs over time, the shorter its life is likely to be. And then you have the frustrating one, which is unexpected shutdowns. Right in the middle of a meeting, a call, or an important task, everything just stops. Now, over the past few weeks, we have seen this happening more often simply because the environment itself is hotter. Devices that normally cope just fine suddenly start struggling. So let's talk about the common causes, because most of these are easy to fix. The first is airflow. Laptops in particular rely on vents to push hot air out. If you are using your laptop on a sofa, a bed, or even your lap for long periods, those vents can easily get blocked. In cooler weather you might get away with it, but in a heat wave it can quickly cause issues. The second is dust. Over time, dust builds up inside devices. You might not see it, but it is there. And what it does is trap heat inside, making it much harder for the device to cool itself down. The third is workload. If your device is already working hard with lots of apps open, video calls running, and multiple browser tabs, it is generating more heat anyway. Combine that with a warm room and you have a perfect recipe for overheating. So what can you do about it? First, give your tech some space. Try to use your laptop on a hard, flat surface like a desk or a table. If you can, use a laptop stand. Even a simple one can make a noticeable difference by improving airflow underneath. Second, be mindful of your surroundings. If your workspace is in direct sunlight, that alone can increase the temperature of your device. Moving to a shaded area or a cooler part of the room can help more than you might expect. Third, keep things tidy in terms of usage. Close applications you are not using and reduce the number of browser tabs open. It sounds simple, but it reduces the workload and therefore the heat being generated. It is also worth keeping your device out of extreme environments. Leaving a laptop in a car on a hot day, even for a short time, can push it well beyond safe temperatures. And do not forget about updates. Keeping your system up to date helps your device run efficiently, which in turn helps it manage heat more effectively. Now here is the key takeaway. You do not need to do anything complicated to avoid these issues. It is about small, practical changes. Especially in the UK, where we are not always set up for extreme heat, it is easy to overlook how much it can affect our tech as well as ourselves. So if your device feels hotter than usual, take it seriously. it is often an early warning sign that something needs adjusting. Because when your tech stays cool, it performs better, it lasts longer, and it is far less likely to let you down when you need it most.
Claire's blatant plug.
Support Flex from Pinpoint Networks is IT support made for small businesses with 1 to 25 people. We'll manage your devices and systems, and you'll get a monthly time allowance to use however you need. Support, training, advice, or any tech task. We can even help you on your AI journey by training your team or building prompt libraries to get better AI results. There are no long contracts, just a rolling monthly plan that fits around your business and grows with you. And if you're a bigger team, we've got other support options to suit. Find out more by emailing hello@pinpoint-networks.net.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Tech Wingman Shorts. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends and colleagues. Until next time, take care